If you are a wholesale-only business, how much does a B2C website actually matter? Do you even need a website alongside your Faire account? We absolutely believe that it is a good move if you're interested in growing on Faire to have a separate B2C website. And in this video, I will explain why and how to make it easy. Hi everyone, Lucy here from Candid Founders. We are a Faire Growth Agency, and this channel is all about giving you the most up-to-date advice for growing your brand on Faire. If you need more in-depth help, you can review our Faire account management services at candidfounders.com and book in a discovery call today. So let's dive into the video. B2C website, well, it sounds like a lot of work, right? But it doesn't actually have to be. And it's also a very important part of your Faire ecosystem because you are selling to independent retailers on Faire. So consider what they are after when they are looking for new products. They want proven products with a track record of selling. They want products that their customers want to buy. So how are you proving to them that you have a product that is worth them selling? Without fail, the most successful brands that we are seeing on Faire also have successful looking B2C channels. They have good customer reviews, they have a nice looking website, and they have active socials. All of this helps build trust with retailers, and it also helps you get noticed. Retailers are consumers too, so they are much more likely to see you as a brand and just come across you and actually buy from you. Faire is being flooded with more manufacturers that aren't necessarily brands in the traditional sense. They just make products and sell them, almost like an Alibaba vibe. It is one of the things that we see brands and retailers complain about with Faire, that there are too many inauthentic sellers on the platform. So if you're not one of those and you're an actual brand or you're growing a real brand, then you want to look like a brand. So to summarize why this is relevant, having a separate website from Faire gives you more exposure overall, therefore more likely to increase sales from a wholesale perspective. Having a B2C website doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be selling B2C. It could just be that you have a standalone website that actually guides people more to buy from the wholesale point of view, but it still gives you a chance to tell your brand story and display your product in the best way. But if you do have the opportunity to sell B2C, you might as well have that channel. If it is a channel that you're actually selling with on B2C, like ours would be, so bearkind.com is our B2C website. We actually sell through B2C on that. We do have a page on there that guides people to wholesale and it tells people to shop on Faire. But someone hitting our website, they get the B2C experience. But from a retailer perspective, we're showing them that we have a really popular product with our customers. It also gives you that flexibility to display your brand in whatever way you see fit. With Faire, you are limited to the options that you have available through the platform. So you can put your brand story, good imagery, videos on, and naturally say these are really important things to get right to increase your conversion rate on Faire. But on your own website, you have a lot more scope to display your brand and talk about your brand in the way that you see fit. And don't forget, it actually diversifies your risk to have more than one channel. Faire hold the reins if you only have a Faire account. What happens to your business if you only have marketplace channels and those marketplaces decide to change the scope or the pricing or for some reason remove your account entirely? So let's dive into what I recommend you actually include on this website to make it one, worthwhile, and two, easy for you to manage. So here's my advice. The one thing is, don't have a website that looks bad. You're better off not having a website at all, but you don't need to build a custom website and make it really hard on yourself to do this. Just a standard website provider, and we recommend Shopify. We've been using that from the start. There naturally are a few other good website providers out there, but we love Shopify. It also connects with Faire. They have an app, and you can build a very simple website just using their theme templates without the need for a website developer. We have in-house designers that build our B2C website and also build our clients. So if you do need help, get in touch at hello@candidfounders.com. If you are building from scratch, build simply. You want a homepage, some product pages. If you're not selling B2C on that website, you don't even need a product page for every single product. It doesn't need to be an e-commerce focused website, but you do want information on there about your product. So you could just build a product landing page. You want an about us page because don't forget, it's independent retailers buying from independent brands. So they want to know about you, who you are, who the person is behind the brand. And of course, make sure you have a wholesale page that is guiding people to buy from you from a wholesale perspective, plus all your other standard boring ones, things like shipping, privacy policies, etc. And again, do consider this as a way to make things easy on yourself, depending how you're set up. So we have a 3PL warehouse based here in the UK. So Shopify is actually our source of truth that we use for all other channels. So our inventory from our warehouse pulls into Shopify. All of our orders from other channels also pull into Shopify. There's a flow of information between them. So it means that our inventory is always up to date on all of our channels automatically. And then the orders are also automatically pulling through into the warehouse as well. So there is a way for you to optimize your channels to make things so much easier for yourself. And then what should you actually be including on the website? What will make you look like a successful brand that retailers want to buy from? Consistent brand architecture is really key. So when a retailer hits your website, your socials, or they get an email from you or your Faire page, it should feel like it's the same brand. No matter what channel they find you in, they've got the automatic sense that, yep, this is the same brand. They've got the same feel. So you've got a brand architecture kit that makes sense for your brand and is consistent consistent, and that is one way to make yourself look more professional. You really need good product imagery, and this goes for whatever marketplace you're on, or if you've got your own website or not, you need good product imagery. And we'd actually say to brands listed on Faire, if you don't have good product imagery, it would be the first thing that you need to change ASAP to increase your conversion rate. Any social proof and reviews from customers, if you've been featured in any articles, if you've done any podcasts, anything like that. We have a section on our website just to talk about the kind of news articles we've been in, any podcasts that I might have done as a founder. All of that is about building trust. And make sure you use those logos as well. So we've been in lots of different publications, so we use those logos on our website. And as I said before, with the About Us page, Faire is predominantly independent retailers shopping from independent brands. So do make sure that you are showing your face, showing who you are. They want to know about the human that actually works behind the brand. Ultimately, retailers want to work with winners. They want to stock products that are actually going to make them money. They want to stock brands and products that everyone else wants to stock. So how do you show that you're a winner? So my final piece of advice on this topic, I think a lot of brands tend to think about all of these channels in isolation. How is each channel doing? How is it performing? What does it look like? But ultimately, they all work together in your brand ecosystem. The retailer is not necessarily viewing them in complete isolation. Every single touch point that someone has with your brand plays into their decision to buy from you. So whether they see you on Faire or in a Facebook ad, on Instagram, they receive an email from you, or they find your website, or they see you in a newspaper article, maybe they see your product being used by someone else, or they see you stocked in someone else's store. All of these touch points factor into their decision on whether they buy your products or not. So consider this: are all your channels telling a retailer that they should buy from you? Only you can answer that question. Naturally, it is very hard to juggle all these different channels. If you need a hand with your Faire account, we have a team of SEO experts, email marketers, and designers who can look after the growth of your Faire account, as well as helping build out your B2C website if you think it needs work. Get in touch at hello@candidfounders.com and you can book a discovery call. If you've got any questions about anything I've covered in this video, about wholesale or Faire, or anything about growing your account, please drop them in the comments. I always respond to everyone. Subscribe to this channel for the largest database of Faire advice videos online, and I'll see you in the next video.